What's up, YouTube? It is your boy JB, and we are here today with the review for Love and Marriage Huntsville. This is season 3, right, you guys? Episode 8. The episode is titled Sin City Showdown. And was it ever a showdown? Kimmy, you did that. Alright, you guys, so before we get into this review, if you guys are watching this video or any other video on the channel and are not already subscribed to the channel, then I'm going to need you guys to do me a big favor and go ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, light up all the buttons on the channel, you guys. And with that out the way, without further ado, let's discuss Love and Marriage Huntsville, shall we? I guess I should move and give us a little bit of light, huh? Alright, you guys, so let's talk about the episode. I had to move my car because the lighting wasn't that good where I was parked at originally. This is a little bit better. So, we see the episode opens up and we see Mel. So, Mel is recording her video for her song Telltale Signs, right? I tweeted this about that song, right? I haven't saw the video. Still haven't saw the video. Is it good? Like, let me know in the comment section. Is it worth watching? I can take or leave Mel singing. Nothing personal against her singing, but I can take it or leave it. It's not like it's bad, but it ain't like it's just like she's not Chloe Bailey, she's not Beyonce, she's not, she's not none of the, the who's who, right? But she's not bad. So, why is there a male person running on a Sunday? I don't know if I thought, are they still backed up? Because this woman is out on a Sunday afternoon. But yeah, she's filming it, and she's on her friend Stormy's estate, right? So, she's filming it. Her and her little friend Stormy, they had a little bit of a conversation with each other. Then her friend Brittany comes, and, she and Brittany are talking, right? Now, I don't remember where the hell I saw this at. I don't know if I saw this on the blogs or what. But I do remember when it happened, and I remember it happening last season because I remember people were sending me some stuff, right, about Martell saying, well, actually, I think this happened on the show too, didn't it? Yes, it did happen on the show. Like, the thing with Love and Marriage Huntsville is shit just comes at you so many different ways, right? You get the shit on the show, and then you get the shit on social media. But you guys remember Martell was talking about the fact that Mel left their kids with this Brittany young lady, and she went to Atlanta, I believe, or wherever she went, right? But Mel says it was only for one day. Mel apologizes to Brittany for Martell going live. Y'all all have a bad habit, especially you and Martell. Y'all have a terrible habit of going live, putting shit on social media. Like, I follow both Mel and Martell. Mel was live last night, I believe. I don't know when she was live yesterday at some point. I don't remember when she was live, but she was live. I haven't saw him go live, but I do see his post. I'm like, good God, will y'all give it a fucking rest? God damn. Yeah. But she apologizes to her for Martell lying on social media about all that stuff, right? Then they just start talking about how Martell's in a bad space. Yeah, he's in a bad space, and he wants to bring everyone down to his level. That's all that it is with Martell. Martell is in a bad space because of the shit that he's done to himself, and he just wants to inflict pain, conflict, and misery onto others. That's all that boils down to when it comes to the likes of a Martell Holt. But we're gonna move on. And like I said, you guys get down in the comment section and let me know if the video is any good. Haven't saw it. But let's move on. Alright, you guys, next up, let's talk about this damn Tisha and Marceau. Honest to God, both of these two worked my last nerve. So Tisha pulls up at Black, right? Jalen is at Black. So Jalen lets us know that with Black, that they've had a shortage in staff, right? They've had people quit on them, which is normal, right? Even pre-pandemic, that would be normal for turnover, right? But it's a pandemic, and people don't want to be in that environment. And honestly, when Tisha and Marceau, y'all got to think about, like, why is our staff quitting on us like this, right? Yes, like I said a few minutes ago, we're in a pandemic, but you also, like I said, you also literally just have to think things through and be like, damn, are we doing something wrong? Like, what's going on? So Jalen has had to step up in the role. He's had to cook. He's had to do stuff right. And you guys remember I don't know which review it was, but you guys remember I told you guys in a review that I went to the local Chili's here in my hometown, and the young man that was at the bar, he was the bartender. He was a bartender, and he was our waiter. So I was like, and that's because they're short staffed as well, and he had to do all that stuff, and I'm like, damn, you doing all this work, but you only getting one paycheck at the end of it, right? So Tisha's coming in there, and her whole thing is she's asking Jalen about some reports that he did not send to her. I'm like, Tisha, the least of your worries is these damn reports. Some reports? You coming at me about some fucking reports, my dude. Like, girl, I even tweeted this, some reports. Girl, fuck you and them reports. Fuck you and those reports. Like, I'm sitting here telling you that we're short-staffed. I'm having to do this. I'm having to do that. I'm having to do X, Y, Z. But here you come asking me about some motherfucking reports. What you can do is you can bring your ass, you and your husband can bring y'all's asses down here, suit up, get in the kitchen, cook, serve, get behind the bar, do whatever you gotta. Well, you can't get behind the bar unless you have a license, right? Whatever. You can serve, you can wait, you can bust these tables, you can bust some suds, you can do something in that motherfucking restaurant. It's your name on that restaurant. If it goes down, that's gonna be on you, not me. Jalen is better than me, because I would have quit on their asses. See, me, a petty person, like, I'm petty. Like, I've done this plenty of times at my job at Hertz, when I used to work for Hertz. And they would have me open in the morning, and when nobody be there in the office with me, guess what would happen? The doors wouldn't open. The doors wouldn't open until I wouldn't open the doors until someone came. Because the one location opened at 7:30. If I was the only person there at 7:30, that door wasn't open. Wasn't opening it. And in any other location I worked at, it was 8 o'clock. Same thing. 8 o'clock, I'll sit there and look at you. I will sit there and look at you. And the phones would not get unforwarded. Because one day my boss comes, she's like, Gerald, the phones are still forwarded. I said, I know. She's like, so are you going to unforward them? I said, no. She's like, why? I said, because I can't I'm not going to unforward the phones because I'm in here by myself, so I can't answer the phones, help people, clean these cars, rent these cars. I can't do all of that. So either send some help or leave me alone. But she sent some help. I guess how I operate, and that's how I would have operated with them. Fuck both Tisha and Marceau for that. Like, that's wrong what y'all doing to that boy. So Jalen asked Tisha, are they good? Because he feels that, they don't trust him to do his job. And here's the thing, right? We've all said, I think everybody has said this, right? When it comes to this situation with Jalen and Marceau and Tisha, y'all should have hired a general manager and then made Jalen the co-general manager. But Marceau didn't, because a GM, they make a good hefty amount of money, right? Marceau thought that he could get the work done for cheap. That's really what it was. Let me put my nephew in here who ain't got no fucking experience in being a GM. Make him the GM, pay him less than what a GM is supposed to make, because Jalen probably has no idea what a GM makes, right, in a year. Because a GM, my GM, when I was at Hertz, actually that was my area manager, she made between, what was her, I think she made about 50 to 60, maybe more than that. But the GM, they made pretty good money, right? But he did that for cheap, right? So where we at? And she says, no, we family, she says, no, we're family. I trust you. Then stop asking me about these motherfucking reports. And he says he felt like she was getting back at him over, anything between Tisha and Kimmy. She says, that would be unprofessional of me to do that. Well, what's also unprofessional of you, Tisha, is to leave this young man in this restaurant by himself and not actually help him when he needs help. You guys are short-staffed, like I said. If your restaurant goes belly under, don't blame Jalen, blame yourself. So then Marceau comes in talking about he wants feedback. Here we go again. You would hate, like I even tweeted this, Marceau and Tisha would not want to work with, they would hate me because I'm an asshole. So I'm glad Jalen gave them the honest feedback, right? He said to them basically that, it was supposed to be hands on, but it's not really hands on. Like, that is so, like, how do y'all literally do that, right? It's, for me, I would have quit with them other people and said fuck Maurice on t-shirt. I would have quit with them, or I would have at least quit or went on a strike. One of the two. Either way it go, y'all gonna get y'all asses in this restaurant and do some work. So then after Jalen leaves, Tisha apologized to Marcel, saying, she was just trying to defend him. I was just trying to defend you with my mom, because, people lie, and I just, wanted to let you clear the air. Girl, shut up. You did not believe that Wanda and her curls in that instance were lying. You wanted to know what was what. Stop playing with me. Now, he says if she had asked the question, he would have absolutely answered it. But since it was planted by Wanda and her curls, he didn't dignify that with a response. So teacher said, I want to do something since it's our 15-year anniversary. I want us to do something, like we should do something with the group. We should go to Vegas. Okay, girl, whatever. But I know Vegas is going to be interesting. But let's go ahead and move on, you guys, shall we? All right, you guys, next up, let's discuss Maurice. So, Maurice. I got a lot to say about this scene with Maurice, right? Because I don't think Maurice was wrong at all with his approach, with his delivery, or anything when it came to Tiffany and Lewis, right? So, Maurice is pulling up on Lewis. He wants to have a conversation with Lewis, right? So, in this scene, things are different between Mr. Lewis. Lewis was like, hey, had he had some liquor in his system, had he had taken them shots, it would have been a different situation. Well, my nigga, let's see how you ain't about that life, Lewis. You talk a good game, just like your wife. You and her both talk a good game. Y'all talk this. Y'all run y'all mouth. That's the thing about y'all. Y'all run y'all's mouths. But when somebody calls you on it, you quick to shut the fuck up, right? And I don't like people like that. Can't stand a person like that. Got all this mouth, got all the mouth in the world, but when you confronted on it, you ain't got nothing to say, right? Tiffany is so blunt, but the minute Maurice mentions what she said, she crumbles like a cookie. Lewis, you were talking about the fact that if you had got a shot in your system, you would have. But you know what though? You need liquid courage to, quote, defend your wife, even though your wife was wrong as hell. You need liquid courage. Okay, buddy, go on off on it. But yeah, Big Bad Lewis ain't Big Bad Lewis. Big Bad Lewis is a wuss. I was gonna say something else, but I decided to keep it cute. Now, like I said, to Maurice, when you had that conversation with what's her name, Tiffany, you didn't do anything wrong, right? You did nothing wrong. I didn't have an issue with your delivery because you didn't cuss her out. You didn't call her out her name. You just simply addressed the rumor that was not rumor. You addressed what was said. So absolutely, you didn't do anything wrong, in my personal opinion. Now, you guys let me know if you guys think that Maurice said or did anything wrong. I don't think he did. So they talking about he's talking about Tiffany and them got off on a bad start. No, he said they got off on a bad start or something like that. Nah, Tiffany's the one that got off on a bad start. Tiffany should have kept what I said again, her mouth closed. Like, it's cool to be it's cool to be shady and whatnot. Like, ain't nothing wrong with being shady, but don't bring up the kids. Keep the kids out of the situation, right? So Maurice invites him and her to celebrate Tisha and Marcel's 15-year wedding anniversary in Vegas. I was like, oh, good God, I gotta look at her big ass forehead. Speaking of Lewis, is Lewis cockeyed? Because I was looking at Lewis when Maurice left, right? I was looking at Lewis's eyes. One eye looked like it was going this way, and the other eye looked like it was looking straight. I'm like, is he cockeyed? Like, I was really trying to figure that out for the longest time. Is he cockeyed? Yeah. But yeah, let's talk about that in the conversation below, and we're gonna move it forward, you guys. All right, guys, let's talk about Mel. So Mel went over to Destiny's house. This is gonna be a quick scene. They're discussing Vegas, and um, Mel talking about she and Destiny are gonna be the only two single ones there. She's like, well, Martell is single, and what not Destiny, but Mel is like, when it comes to Martell, I hope they don't have any group activities because I don't want to do nothing with Martell. Oh, good. Okay, Mel, we get it. You don't want to be around Martell. You don't want to see Martell. You don't want to smell Martell. You don't want to even breathe the same air that Martell is breathing. We get it, girl. And Destiny, love. We got to let it go with Tiffany and this cold tea, stale tea, hot tea, warm tea, lukewarm tea, whatever tea you want to call it. We got to stop with it. It's redundant at this point. So I'm gonna need you to leave it alone because she don't want to do anything with Tiffany. I'm like, you're gonna be fine because Tiffany is not single. She has big bad Lewis. All right, you guys. So let's go ahead and pause here, and we're gonna talk about the Vegas. Everyone's in Vegas. All right, you guys. So everyone is in there. Everyone is in Vegas with the exception of Mel and Destiny. So the house that they're staying in, absolutely nice. They had some fun on the party bus. They wanted the girls to do some splits and get on the pole, drop it down to a split, do this, do that, do that, do that, do that, do that. They ask is Marcus coming? Martell's alter ego. He's like, well, I'm single, nigga. You've been single, but whatever. So honestly, I can literally do without Tiffany and Lewis. If I never see them again if I never saw them again, I would be happy. I really would be happy, right? I would be so happy. So they had some conversations on the bus, but those conversations weren't that significant to me, right? Like they didn't mean that much, right? Like I said, the house is nice. Where we at? Where am I talking about? Actually, what I really want to talk about is I want to go ahead just to get to the house. So they're not gonna go out, right? Oh, they were talking about what stays in Vegas happens in Vegas. What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. They were talking about threesomes at one point, and they were talking about that's at the house, right? That's at the house. When they were talking about the fact that, Destiny thinks that Kimmy would have a threesome with her. And Kimmy is like, just because I can appreciate a beautiful woman doesn't mean that I want Destiny. And, Destiny also thinks that, hell, Jalen wants her. And I don't want her, and I don't think Jalen wants her. Well, she didn't say that, but I'm putting 20 on 10. But, so then they start talking about these rules to cheating, right? And I'm like, so there's a rule to cheating? The rule to cheating is not to cheat, right? Like, don't get in a relationship. If you're not a monogamous person, don't get into a relationship with someone who is monogamous. If you want to be polyamorous, if you're a poly person, get into a relationship with someone who's poly. If you want to have an open relationship, get into a relationship with someone who wants to have an open relationship. Like, date the people that like the stuff that you like. Don't get with somebody that's not like you in a relationship, right? So they say if anybody knows anything about the rules of cheating, it's going to be Martell. Absolutely. So then they start with the threesome talk, right? Marceau said that, if his wife found somebody in Vegas, a woman that they want to have a threesome with, that he wouldn't consider that cheating. Well, of course you wouldn't, because I don't think you really want Tisha like that. I'm just saying. Just saying. Tiffany said one thing in this scene, in this episode, that I actually agreed with, right? Because they were somehow the conversation came about a baby, right? And I guess Marceau think it's just the woman's job to take care of a baby. Marceau thought he was so funny in this scene when they were in Vegas. He thought he was funny because he thought it was funny when they were talking about Maurice and Kimmy, because Maurice said, Kimmy trying to bring in help. I'm like, are you serious? Why would you say that? Like, I have an issue with the men on this show. But Marceau is an asshole, right? So I'm like, I guess you just think that it's just a woman's job to take care of the baby. And whatever, right? And that's when Tiffany was like, I don't know how she's been able to be married to that for 15 years. Girl, I don't either. So then they talk about the fact that, and here's once again where Marceau is being an asshole and he's joking, right? Because he's talking about the fact that, Maurice, when he was married to Kiowa, he wasn't happy before Kimmy came in. He had a fucked up marriage before Kimmy. And then Tiffany, now here's where you lost me at, girl. And she says, and then Kimmy came right in and stole him away. And Kimmy says, no, ma'am, I did not steal him. That is some bullshit that Martell put out. Now, I must speak openly and freely, right? Because, my saying, I say what I say, but I keep it nice, right? So when it comes down to Maurice and Kimmy, I do believe Kimmy, right? I do believe Kimmy that she wasn't the other woman, right? But at the same time, it's Maurice that I have issue with, right? Because Maurice never chimes in. If you always notice, Maurice never once chimes in. So what I believe is, and I could be wrong, but what I believe is with Maurice and Kimmy is Maurice may have started dating Kimmy. He either may have told Kimmy he was single or that his divorce was almost finalized when they started dating. And it probably wasn't, which would have made her the other woman. But I don't believe, I could be wrong, but that's just what I'm gathering. Because he never says anything. And so they go out to the pool, right? And Kimmy got upset with Marceau, which rightfully so. Like, I would be upset too. So when they get in the hot tub, Marceau and Martell are still joking about it. And she was like, stop saying that shit. Like, she told, at one point she told Martell, like, take your mic pack off because I'm going to push your ass in this motherfucking pool. So then, Marceau just, like I said, he found it funny. So then, she said, okay. I was like, come on, Kimmy, get him. She said, I got him. I said, okay, go for it. So Kimmy says, okay, well, Marceau, if you think that's so funny, do you think that it's also funny when people say that you got a side baby? He shut up at that point. She says, you might think it's funny, but I don't think Tisha thinks it's funny. Why did she do that? Because Tisha then wants to bring up what Wanda said, right? And, she told her to shut the fuck up. Kimmy never told Wanda to shut the fuck up. Kimmy never said those words. Those words never once came out of Kimmy's mouth. And, Tisha's like, well, why would my mom lie to me? Why does anybody lie, right? Why do we breathe? Because we have to. And that's why your mama lied, because she just has to lie. Your mom is a pathological liar. So then they get into it about Jalen, right? And Kimmy also told, because, Tisha's thing is, my family just, talking about what they saw on TV. What did they see on TV? Because I have never saw Kimmy talk shit about you on the show. But okay. Kimmy said, well, you need to clarify with them. And I'm like, exactly. But then they mentioned Jalen, right? And Kimmy says that, Kimmy says that she doesn't treat Tisha the way that Wanda treats her. And because, she's talking about, they're talking about these text messages with Jalen and with Tisha. And Tisha, she says that Tisha's saying Jalen was being short with her. And Kimmy says, well, you can be a bit of an asshole. You can be a bit of a smart ass, Tisha. And then Marceau decides to jump in. My thing is with them two, if he's going off on y'all, he's obviously going off on, and Kimmy said, I saw the text messages. So you can't say that I don't know what I'm talking about. I saw the messages. If Jalen is going off on y'all, he's probably going off on y'all about this damn business that y'all are running. Y'all want him to run, and y'all just sit back and get the proceeds from it, which is fucked up in itself. But let me know. That's the episode, you guys. Let me know what you guys thought about it. Leave your comments below. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell button so you guys are notified when I drop anything else. Share the video, and until the next one, you guys stay safe out there. Take care of yourselves. Remember to wash your hands, wear masks, socially distance, be blessed, and I'm going to catch you guys later. Bye, guys.